Okay, we are live. Hello everyone, welcome to Lobster Crossfire 9. I am Yeson and I am joined by a new co-commentator for this event. I am joined by Dally. How you doing?
Hello, this is not my first time commenting here, actually.
Right, first time with me though.
Yeah, first time with you though. So hey,
Yeah! So we almost have our first match ready to go. But before we get underway, for everyone who is new to Lobster Crossfire, we'll quickly go over the rules and then we'll be ready to get started. We're already filling up our first lobby for round 1, so we do not have long. Dally, would you like to go over the format for this tournament?
Oh.
Sorry to put you on the spot there. I can go into it if you'd like.
I just came. I was just.
No problem. I got it. Okay, so this is a Splat Zones only tournament. We are doing double elimination, so each team has 2 opportunities to make it to the grand final. It is best of 5 in the winners bracket, best of 3 in the losers bracket, and then best of 7 for our grand final with a potential bracket reset. We have a limited pool of 8 maps, which will be randomly selected from. And each of our teams must have 1 dually squelches at least in their team composition, so they can choose either the custom or the vanilla. So that's the entire format. Just that simple. I can quickly jump over to the standings as well. We'll see. It's going to take a moment to refresh there, but we have our teams. I believe there are 6 teams this event, so it's going to be quite a speedy one at this stage. I'm trying to get to scroll. There we go. Got the scroll. So up early we have Providence and TNs. I believe that's the match we're going to be watching first. And following that, there is also Friends and Memory in round 1. And we have Arctic Moon and SLFC getting a bye, so they will be jumping into round 2.
Ah, yes, the good old buys.
Everyone loves a free round.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That means you automatically place higher than everyone else.
That's the rules. It's that simple. Great. So we are just waiting for the remaining players to enter our lobby. I believe we're waiting on 2 more players and 1 co-commentator.
You never...
Oh, sorry.
You
Yeah, it's in the mod chat.
Gotcha.
Posted it in there. Cool. So yes, I have to also figure out who is on which team. Let me just quickly check the rosters for this tournament. Great, those are there. Excellent. Just looking through our players that we have today. We do have some very strong players returning in the SLFC team, with Madness and Shadow, who have played in this tournament before. Additionally, who else do we have? We've got in the TNs we have Hazard, who I recognize. They seem to be an Australian team, though I'm not 100% sure on that. And oh, we have all our players, so we're ready to go. First round.
Yes, here I am as well.
Excellent. I'm glad that you're here.
I'm not playing, unfortunately.
That's okay. You'll be able to give us some lovely insights on this match as a whole. So I'm just going to quickly set up the Team Providence as our alpha team. So we need that one. This one. Oh, let me just unmute the game audio as well so we can hear that. We need this one and we need blue. Excellent. And a huge shout out as well to Yay, the tournament organizer, who has given me these rosters in advance so that I don't have to sit on those screens like like a dummy for ages, just trying to figure out who's on which team. It's always very helpful.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, yay.
All right. Yeah, so we have 6 very interesting teams. A lot of players that I don't recognize from this tournament before, so we are going to see a lot of fresh faces. Which means we might see some fresh comps, we might see some fresh strategies. That's always a good thing. We're starting off on Muscle Forge Fitness Splat Zones. Now, if you had to bring a Dually Squelchers to your team comp for this, what kind of other weapons do you think you bring to support that?
Your staple armor bot weapon.
Hmm.
Probably a Slayer, and then after that, it's kind of just a free slot. Whatever you want. You run an anchor comm, then you run an anchor. You don't run an anchor, well, you don't run an anchor.
Yeah.
That's the basic idea.
All right, excellent. Let's see what these teams decide on. I think we're going to be looking at... I feel like our first team, the Plus Madness team, is going to be the team to beat in this tournament. But it remains to be seen, because we don't know what chops we're looking at here. Run us through these weapons quickly. What are we looking at here?
Okay, so we are running through a Sorella Brella, Bamboozler, Beast Squelchies, and an Enzap on Providence, and I believe TNs, they're running 52 Gal Squeezer, Foil Squeezer, V, Dually Squelchers, and Junior. So they kind of basically just went with what I was expecting. You know,
yep, shooter heavy comp, very popular for this kind of Splat Zones map. Makes a lot of sense. Early point lead has gone very much in favor of TNs. I don't think we've seen one splat so far from Providence. So that is not a super promising start. Hopefully they can get their opponent out of their spawn here. Otherwise they're not going to be able to make anything happen.
I more hope that they're able to recuperate as quickly as possible, because they really staggered on that fight. And with only 26 left, Providence has to really do something really quickly. They just need one pick. They find it, except they're still down in terms of numbers, and they're unable to.
Alright, well that will be the first round very decisively to TNs. I mean, that's just some expert player strategy. They managed to stagger out their opponent, and then they pushed in and completely locked them out. Not much you can do against a strategy like that, except for build special and hope for the best.
Well, you could always just, pick.
Yeah, that's true. I more meant like once you're staggered out like that, like you don't want to be rushing in and making unforced errors. You really want to be able to regain control over the match by just taking a second and, regaining your team's composure, pushing in as a group.
Well, the maps are changing, and we are now going over to Splat Zones on the Reef.
I think this is going to be very similar to the last match. This map usually plays quite similarly to Muscle Forge. The zone is more accessible, but it's also very hard to keep control over. And because of that, I feel like a team that can lock their opponent out effectively is going to come out on top here.
Yeah, TNs did a good job being very hyper-aggressive against Providence. So hopefully they're able to maintain that aggression. As for Providence, I hope that they're able to punish that aggression a little bit better and, come back.
Yeah.
And gain bridge control with their Bamboozler. I'm assuming that they're bringing out a Bamboozler this match.
That's a fairly good bet, I think. And yeah, it's a good weapon for it, so we will see. Yes, they are.
They did.
Excellent pick there. We've got the Nautilus coming out from Hazard as well. I know that is a pocket weapon that they love to play around with. And it can get some scary results if used correctly.
Yes, and it is not the Inkjet one, it is the Faller one. And whoa, someone's already down from Providence.
Ooh, yeah, they're a bit spread out here. We're seeing the members of TNs pushing as a group, and they are winning those fights handedly.
Yes, that's how you play the game. This whole game is numbers. Be where you need to be, get up, you win, and more.
Can't argue with numbers like that. Already, TNs are sitting on special that can really keep their opponent at bay. They are losing some ground here, so we might see a potential pushback from Providence. But it's going to have to go up against this bomb rush.
Oh, well that's unfortunate. The zone's still neutral. Now in Providence, they might actually be able to make something happen here. They have to get that kick on that junior on.
Yeah, that penalty coming in huge clutch there. Very well done by Providence. They have kept themselves in this one and bought themselves quite a lot of time to try to figure out their opponent's strategy. Like, with the fast knockout that we had last time, they wouldn't have had much time to really get their motor going, as it were. Here, I think they're going to have a much better chance. Oh my goodness, that was an amazing bomb splat. Ooh, got to see that one on
That junior
camera.
is such a nuisance. There's another one.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Just using the armor super effectively to get as many bombs up there as possible. That hyper-aggression is working so well in TN's favor.
Pushing up to your on your opponents, it basically forces them to expend specials to regain control of an area. Which means that they might not have specials to regain control. Very interesting slap by that Dually Sculptor. Another one right there. Can they get the third? I think they can.
Yes, they can. Amazing.
That is three. Oh, trip pick.
I mean, they know they've won. They don't need to keep going on that one. That is
They knew.
another very strong showing by TNs. It wasn't as dominant as the first one, but they did manage to get some very good results there after that initial pushback. Looking at the splats as well, it's not hard to see why these matches are going the way that they are. We did have Frosh picking up a bit of the slack there, and that's probably why they were able to stay in it a bit longer than last time. But ultimately, if the rest of the team can't get the same numbers, it's just going to be very hard for them to win splat zones without splats. Plain and simple.
Yes, that and specials.
Specials help.
They help a lot. And you know what? You know what else kind of helps a lot? The third match being Inkblot Art Academy.
This does play a bit differently.
Yeah, this one's a lot more different. This one's just well, I'd say it's a lot like the, you know how you were saying, I was mentioning earlier about the pushing up, about how we mentioned pushing up. I mentioned expending specials to gain control of an area.
Yeah, I mean, this area is so critical for those specials. You're absolutely right.
Yes, and you know what? It's nice, since every team has a Dually Sculptures. They have someone who can push up to plat and aggress very well. So if they're able to, you know, have people up on their enemy plat, they should perform really well, forcing specials to be expended to get control of that plat, and then later on, nothing for the zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and as you mentioned, the Dually Squelchers being such a good weapon for dodge rolling up the ramp and getting into your opponent's grill. I definitely think an aggressive Dually Squelcher is very important for a map like this.
Yes, and also, Providence might bring out a different charger this time. Maybe a Firefin or E-Leader.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for Bamboo on this one unless it was like a real comfort pick. Your back's against the wall on this one. You need to pick something that's really going to benefit the map. So a Firefin or E-Leader would be a very good choice. We're sticking with
I guess
Bamboo.
they are.
Ooh,
I guess they are.
Alright.
Oh yeah, they deserve a shout
TN's
out.
coming out with the meme here, and only two of them running the main power-up build. The other two running subs and specials. So we'll see how that pans out. They are two vanillas and
they're
two
down two.
customers. Yeah, I mean, like, they are clearly
Like two fighters already down.
memeing a little bit. What?
Oh,
Amazing work there by DJ ScoMo. Already able to clean up a few of the enemy team. But, yeah, getting a bit too cocky there.
yeah, sometimes you can't get you shouldn't always get a bit cocky, because, you know.
The thing is, though, for Dually Squelchers on something like this, usually I'd say you'd have a chance, but against a Brella and a Bamboo, I think they might have a bit of a harder time.
I have one contradicting statement, and that is just the fact that Dually Sculptures has bombs.
Dually Squelchers has bombs. Can't argue with that.
And main power-up.
Only two of them are running bombs, though. The other two have point sensor, so
Yeah, that's definitely a minus on their part, but you know, missiles are still an annoyance to
Yeah.
anything.
And like the vanilla dually scorcher, great
that
for
was
capping
very-
zone, great for just being a real nuisance and getting your special and recovering ink real quickly. And we have seen it come back into the meta a lot recently. But running two of them when you don't have any other weapon to support you, it's a risk. It's going well for them, but it is a risk.
And yeah, it is definitely going very well for TNK, TNS. I can't remember 3 letters. TNS.
TNs. I think the S is lowercase, so I think it's just TNs.
TN.
Hazard still up and kicking. They have lost control over the zone, I think because they were getting a bit too spicy here. But it is currently 2-0. I'll put that in chat, just so we're aware of that. Yeah, this Bamboo definitely has a lot more chances to shine against a comp like this. It can safely pick away at the opponent, like, can hold this high ground no problem. But yeah, look at that. That's awesome.
I actually wanted to just mention that the Bamboozler could just easily cut these people, these dually smelters,
and
just because of the main power up alone.
Yeah.
And they're doing a good job.
In fact, just with the dually squatches falling down here, I don't think they're going to be able to get neutral. That will be a point to Providence. The meme not working in TN's favor. Bringing it to a 2-1 in a best of 5.
Yeah, that's just a bit unfortunate for our dually squatcher at X. But you know, still a good fight.
I mean, yeah, if you're gonna meme, you gotta expect the consequences, right? Like that's just part of it. No one legitimately runs that comp, and there's a reason for it. It's just not that good.
And that is true. But who's to say it's not fun?
It was very fun. I had a great time.
I know.
And admittedly, when you're 2 points up, you might just try and get away with something like that. Just extend it out a bit. I'm sure everyone had a good time in that one.
Yes. Entertainment at times expense.
Exactly. Moving on to Anchovy now, though. I don't think we'll see another meme composition from TN. I think they're much more likely to go for something a bit more considered. Just because, like, when you're 2-0, you've got a nice buffer, but if you slip up on a 2-1, it's suddenly tied for elimination, and you don't want to be messing around with that. So,
I'd say it's probably better that the last match that they just kept their composure and ran in an actual comp.
I mean, yes.
Just to
from a match perspective, it would have been better if they took that last one seriously. But I had fun, and in the end, like, if you don't care about the prize money that much, fun is not a bad thing to use.
Yeah, you know, I would love to have. I should have played this tournament and to have fun.
Yeah, that is something to note. If you're watching this tournament right now and thinking, man, I like having fun, you could have participated. There's only 6 teams. There is a good chance you get prize money in this. 1 in 3 teams are going to be walking away with cash prize at the end of this. So, something to consider. Okay, so we have the weapon change back to the much more comfortable shooter set with the Firefin Charger replacing their flexible weapon. So that will definitely be...
Immediately, I believe the Firefin just got a pick.
It's a much more effective choice for this map. Already 2 down on the opposing team.
Yeah, that is a bit unfortunate for Providence, but you know, they got to be prepared to deal with TN, because they're definitely going to push up hard.
Yeah, we've seen that quite strongly. This team does not let up. They don't play it safe. They go all in, and if you don't have a way to hold back against that kind of pressure, or to at least circumnavigate it, you're not going to be able to get to the zone, you're not going to be able to get any points, and you are not going to win.
Yes. And you know, I saw that Charger push up a lot farther than I normally would have thought they would have.
They had ink armor.
That just cements that aggression. But they are very well covered as the Junior got that splat on that CDS.
Yeah, Junior's just hiding out here. Left. Trying to catch the side flank. They don't manage to succeed, but I don't think they've got enough time to get neutral here. No, they don't! They were very close, but they did not quite secure neutral in time. That is going to be TNs taking this one out and moving on to round 2.
Yeah, that is a little unfortunate that their flank didn't work. But you know what? That was very good on TNs for having two people watch that.
Yeah, I
Once
mean,
someone fell, they just cycled back to watch that flank.
exactly.
Because
They knew where they needed to be, and they made it happen.
knowing where you need to be is very important in this game as a whole. Because I'd say being in a critical point probably means a bit more than
Absolutely.
being a spawn camper.
Yeah, well, yes. And the fact that they were clearly communicating as well, they knew how to make it work. Like, it's very clearly a well-coordinated team. They know how to play with each other. They know how to play against their opponent. They know how to play the maps. That's gonna get you through 9 times out of 10.
Yes, even with the forced CDS pick.
Okay, so I'm just updating the roster now. It seems that was our first match to conclude, so we're still waiting on the results of Friends and Memory. We can... So I don't really feel a need to look at the bracket right now. There's just our match results. So we'll probably just hang here for a little bit. We might have to take a quick break depending on which match we're going to watch next, but I will trust our tournament organizer for details on what to do next on that front. In the meantime, what do you... So you've seen this event before. You've seen the kind of compositions that teams like to bring to the table. What did you think of TN's composition? Like, you said it was fairly standard, but, like, did you have any particular notes about it, or just good?
I feel like when you play competitive, you're always gonna see like meta, and they basically ran things that were kind of common in the meta, such as Squeezer, Enzap, Nautilus. Like those are like three pretty common weapons in North American meta.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. They're popular for a reason. So, not too surprising to see those results, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just checking. So we haven't heard any update from the captains yet. Looks like we're going to be streaming TNs vs Arctic Moon, so we're just going to jump straight into the next one, into round 2. Now this one should be a bit more high profile, I suspect. Arctic Moon have played in this tournament before, and they've had some pretty good results in the past.
I'm a bit more hoping. I'm hoping for like a 3-2 set right now.
Yeah, something a bit
After
closer,
seeing
down to the
TNs
wire.
perform, yeah, after
I
seeing like TNs perform like strongly, I can't wait to see what they do against an experienced team such as Arctic Moon.
Yeah, I think that is going to be very telling. I'm going to quickly update the stage selection while we're at it. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
TN 3-0 them, that would be certainly something. Chat is calling a 3-0 right now.
3-0?
Yeah, chat's calling 3-0 victory for TN.
Oh.
I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know.
I hope that they're able to do it. I hope that they're able to do it. I don't think they can, but I'd hope that they'd be able to.
Well, interestingly,
I don't believe in them.
Because this tournament doesn't have any counter picking, it does make it a bit harder for the match results to end out fairly even. If you're good with the 8 maps that are available here, then there is no chance your opponent to try and outplay that practice. If you've practiced it at all, like you're in a good spot. Arctic Moon, apparently they've had a lot of roster changes as well, so it might be harder for them to hold out. We'll see. All I know is that based off that last match, TNs were looking very strong.
Yes. And you know how you mentioned being practiced for these maps? If I go over the map list, I think I'm gonna see where's the map list? I'm looking at this map list, and these seem like some very staple tournament maps. So these teams should really be practiced on everything except maybe Piranha Pit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. A lot of these maps were chosen based on the popularity polls for Splat Zones maps, I believe. So they are hand selected to be the maps that people like to play Splat Zones on. So yeah, they should be practiced on these, especially if they're an official team like Arctic Moon is. So hopefully they've got their practice in for this. We are starting on Wahoo World here as we switch over to our gameplay. Wahoo World Splat Zones, pretty divisive. Some people love this, some people hate it. How do you feel about it?
Very. I like the map. The only problem is it's also a stage that does favor my nemesis, the E leader, a lot.
Yep, it absolutely
if you play
does.
E leader, I will be upset.
I don't play
But
E
not-
leader personally. No, I like this map for the Blob Lobber. I think Blob Lobber on Wahoo Zones is just so devious.
I don't think we'll be seeing a blob lobber on this map, at least by these two teams. But you're not wrong. That is a very interesting pick that you could pick, no matter the kit.
Yeah, I mean, we might see it from TNs. I know it's more favored in the Australian meta. No, we've got a Slush Pro. Okay, that makes sense. Slushmo makes sense.
And we're going into a shooter meta.
Yeah, I love seeing it. We've got a vanilla jet. Does not get a lot of use, so very cool to see that. Dropping those missiles off already.
I actually will make a slight correction. It has kind of started to come back because of the North American tournament win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. It's the I'm pretty sure it's the fastest farm you can do for Tenta missiles out of any weapon in the game, and it does have decent reach.
No.
Like, it is solid.
It is the longest. It is a very strong Tenta missile farmer while also having a very long reach. It is a very solid anchor and can definitely be a huge nuisance with the toxic missile as well.
Yeah. I personally use it a lot for Rainmaker for that exact reason, but Splat Zones, excited to see it.
I'm excited to see it for Splat Zones too because the custom version is, I would say, is a bit worse for Zones because it doesn't have. It has Stingray, which is a very strong.
I know I've seen a lot of people use Stingray on this map specifically because you can sit up on that platform and just cover the entire zone. It's been fairly back and forth so far in this match. TNs are now in control for the first time and are rapidly approaching the lead scoreline. They just need to be able to keep their opponent at bay here, and if they can control this platform well enough, they will be able to do it, but their opponent has ink armor. Not fast enough, but probably enough for Arctic Moon to regain control.
They were able to at least get lead during this time, and I think that Arctic Moon's gonna get capped right now, but it seems like no!
Oh my goodness!
A double by that Squeezer and recap of zone? Come on, recap it on. That would a very solid triple by that
was
Squeezer.
a dramatic turn of events. I did not expect that Squeezer to be able to pump out damage that quickly. I imagine their opponent was already damaged by some other splash attack. But incredible plays there. That has put them up to 6 splat assists in the first 2 minutes. That is quite nice for teams of this caliber.
Yes. With 6 ticks, 5, 4, 3, can they cap?
Oh, the splashdown!
No, they cannot.
The
Down.
splashdown from, I believe that was TNs with the splashdown. They were able to just shut Arctic Moon out there. Amazing stuff.
I want to just make a joke about Splashdown.
Please do.
Normally, Splashdown is a terrible special, but I'd say that that probably was the best special. Wait, they don't have a Splashdown.
What? Oh.
TNs does not have Splashdown.
Oh,
that
was it
probably
a Booyah
Bubbles.
Bomb? Was I seeing a Booyah Bomb?
It was probably a Booyah or
Booyah
or
Bomb.
Bubbles.
Yeah, I know that I saw like a large dome, and I'm like, oh, they blocked it, and I guess it wasn't a splashdown. It was a Booyah Bomb.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like, it's a great way to deny entry to the zone. It eats shots. It eats bombs. Like, very good way to stop your opponent getting a last-minute cap.
And you know what else is a good way to get things going on? Moving on to Splat Zone's Anchovy games.
Yeah.
We already saw TNs play on this stage. They busted out a Firefin. I'm not sure that they will this time.
Yeah, their opponent definitely seems to be much better at getting those group pushes in. We saw with the Ink Armor, they were able to really shut their opponent out, but they weren't able to get a penalty on the board, which was the big bummer there. They got neutral, but they were taken out by the squeezer. That penalty definitely would have shifted the balance of that game quite a bit. So yeah, I wonder if we'll see a changing comp from Arctic Moon as well, especially now that they know what they're up against.
There could always be slight changes. I'm only expecting probably like one weapon change, and that's it.
I mean, that's the key, right? If you're very well practiced with a particular comp, you don't want to be changing it up too much. So having one weapon flex, that definitely makes sense.
Yes, of course. Just to be sure you're ready to deal with it, and I stand corrected. There's a Tri-Slusher instead of a K-Machine on Arctic Moon, and I believe Jens is just running the same comp they were last time.
Yep, worked for him last time, why change it?
If broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Alright, early play is going to be nice and long range. We'll see who makes the first push against their opponent here. Income is already ready to go, so I think we're going to see a very strong showing from TNs here as they rush forward. No, they're not actually doing that yet. They've got the point sensor on 3 of the opposing members, but it's still maintaining the battle line at the zone.
Yeah, I don't think either team is planning on pushing too far on this map. This is one of those maps where I feel like you could just simply just sit, paint zone, and just that's basically the game.
There is a lot of high ground that is nice and safe, so it does make sense to be able to do something like that.
Yeah,
oh, here's the push. There we go. Income is up, bubbles going forward, splash walls as well. They are set to shut down their opponent, and they are scoring points by the dozen.
Of course, you wanna be aggressive because you want the point. Exactly. You don't want your opponent touching zone.
It makes sense. It's just plain and simple. We did see Ross with a nice bit of recon there with the Tenta missiles, and then using them to push the opponent off the platform allowed them to grab neutral. But unfortunately, without getting any picks, I don't think Arctic Moon are going to be able to hold control here for very long. Yeah, well, 2 of them go down. Yeah, Tri-Slosher finds one, and they are taken out. But with the point sensor constantly on them, they can't hide anywhere.
They can't hide. And there's no escape from 52 Gal's 2-shot. Probably the most annoying thing about the entire weapon. A very good trade on off the CDS with that 52 Gal.
Yeah, trades are always a good thing if you have control over the zone, because it's just buying more time for your team.
Yeah, buying time for anything is always helpful. And that Tri-Slusher getting a pick, that Tri-Slusher just needs to assume more control. And TN, they can't let the Tri-Slusher do anything.
I do love the casual bomb onto the splash wall, just in case there's someone there. And look at Chef Wave here, just trying to get a surprise on someone.
But nope.
Tenta missiles screw them out of their hiding spot. They have to jump out. Fortunately, they do get away in time, but their flank is spoiled. And they are going to have to work a lot harder now to get the pick that they were hoping for.
And they did.
They absolutely did. Didn't cost them too many points either. With 2 minutes and a bit left in this match, it still could go either way. Arctic Moon just need to be able to get a good chokehold onto TNs. And they are definitely making it happen right now. Income are pushing out with the whole team in tow. This could be a lead change if they hold on for just a bit longer.
And it should be. I don't think TN is going to be able to stop the lead in time, but I think that they will be able to recap zone within this current time.
Yeah, there's still the bubbles there to slide back onto flat. Very clever. And they just
a very solid.
Oh, it was barely a cap.
And a recap.
It was barely a cap, but it's enough to get a penalty on the board. It's enough to stop their opponent from ticking away. And with not too high a penalty themselves, TN's still within wins reach of this match.
Well, seems like TN's has currently just gotten pushed back. They're gonna have to expend a lot to regain control again.
I'm also used to TN's moving in a more clustered formation. They seem a bit more sporadic now, and I'm not sure that's working in their favor.
Well, you always want to be spread out so you don't get screwed by bombs together, but you want to be close enough together to where you guys support each other. You know?
Yeah, that makes total sense. Arctic Moon laying down a lot of ink here to counter all the bombs coming in. Aurora doing a great job on that zap. It's getting down to the wire now. Arctic Moon probably not going to be increasing their lead this match, but they just need to hold TNs away from the zone. No. Two go down! That is critical!
Bomb.
That is 3 now, and we have Arctic Moon in superior control. They know where the Junior is as well. If they can get this pick, they will remove the armor from the opposing team and shut them out of this match entirely. They're not quite able to get it, which means that TNs are going to have one opportunity here. When we see that armor go out, that's when they're pushing.
That Junior was very smart to just not take that fight and just well, he could have. But you know what? That zone recap and that pick on the Tri-Slasher, another pick on for the Junior on the fan.
TN's doing it when it counts. We saw that armor go out and immediately they hunted several opponent members.
Oh my god.
Brutality.
That Junior popped off at the end. That Junior was brutal.
Yeah, we definitely
that is a win
are getting some closer matches now. That is very exciting.
Yeah, good job, Junior. You were a very smart player that match.
Yeah. I did like seeing a lot of Arctic Moon members were just hiding in very nice places to get flank splats, but their opponent just wasn't buying it. Time and time again, we saw them getting caught out and not succeeding on their sharking splats. So it seems like Arctic Moon might have to give up on their sharking against this opponent.
Or maybe they're just sharking in a predictable way. Sometimes you gotta mix things up a little bit, you know?
Shark in a not so good way.
Shark in a interesting fashion, not in a common way.
Find a place your opponent wouldn't think to check.
Exactly. You never know.
Sharking on the zone. Always a bad idea. Always a bad idea. Okay.
Yeah, that does sound like a bad idea.
Yeah. So it's currently 2-0 TNs in favor. Skidder very close to predicting this in chat. It's 1 away from the 3-0. We're going to Muscle Forge Fitness now. Arctic Moon definitely showed they have the chops to take these out, but it just seems like TNs had a better last-ditch struggle on their side. They're able to perfectly pull off that overtime play. So...
yeah, they're running LDE, and they most certainly are LDE.
Exactly. So if they can just keep that effort up, Muscle Forge Fitness is not a hard zone to access if you have the positioning in play. So many access points, so many ways to trip up your opponent. If they can keep that aggression up, they have got this in the bag.
And I hope they do. Same comps as before. Let's see them go.
Yeah, literally no changes. Thought we might see at least one weapon change from Arctic Moon after the last 2 matches, but it seems they're sticking to their guns literally and figuratively.
And I guess it's kind of working. They're already up. They got the zone. They just need to assert their dominance.
Ooh, great awareness on Nick there on the dualies, managing to spot that opponent just before they got splattered themselves. You gotta love a good dually Sculptures player. You gotta love it.
And a good bomb.
Okay, that's 2 aiming down on the zone at this point. Booyah bombs coming in as well. Where will they throw it?
They try to intercept that Tri-Slasher, but Tri-Slasher did a little maneuver to not get hit.
Ooh, double Ink Storm, almost taking out DJ ScoMo. They managed to stay alive, but it keeps control on Arctic Moon's favor. They have gotten quite a pretty score, and continuing to hold out against their opponent. We do see the first penalty applied here. It's going to come down to these next few splats as to whether this is actually a threat to their score or not. We're seeing Arctic Moon moving out in pairs at the moment. Sorry, that is TNs moving in pairs to try and keep themselves up and keep that scoreline moving.
Well, fortunately for them, they lost control of the zone. But you know what? It's TN. They got time. They've obviously proven that they can make something happen.
DJ Artie, I've noticed they like to play around with the bubble plays, but their opponent isn't falling for it. What they are falling for, however, is this amazing squeezer aim that is just getting splat after splat. Definitely helping out their team
RNG.
Here. Yeah,
we just got perfect RNG so long as tap shotting, and it actually probably the longest range weapon that I think shouldn't have that much range. I don't know how to explain it. It
Yeah,
has
no,
too
I
much
get you, I
range.
get you. I've been splattered by it a few too many times myself. I understand what you're going on for.
Ooh, yeah.
Alright, that is
And this
going to
should
be a
be
lead
lead.
change.
Tien.
Yeah, TN's taking the lead here. They don't have a penalty applied yet. But if Arctic Moon could get control for just a moment here, they can keep themselves in this. Unfortunately, I don't think this Ink Storm's going to be quite enough to make it happen.
Or 10 missiles. But it might. I stand corrected. It probably was.
Yeah, I think
And
the
it is.
splat on the zone there was definitely the turning factor. Arctic Moon keeping themselves in this one by just a hair. It is going to come down to these last 2 minutes now. Can Arctic Moon burn through this penalty with all of TN's pushing in?
Well, Tien's is probably not going to be able to push. They don't have armor anymore. The junior's down.
Yeah, Tri-Slasher finding that critical pick there, using some of their opponent's aggression against them. And another Ink Storm is going to help them keep control. Oh, hope they don't get a penalty here. No, they're able to maintain, and that is 2 down on TN's. Arctic Moon looking pretty now.
I'm just amazed.
Oh, it's about to flip. Oh, just
the
on the
zone-
marker. It was
On the mark.
8 to
Can
8.
they get? Can they regain control?
Arctic Moon had a player
Who's gonna
advantage.
regain?
There we go.
No! Yen is wiped.
Yeah,
That is lead.
I was
And
gonna
that is
say,
most certainly, that is not
if
nice.
Arctic Moon couldn't get 2 points with a player advantage there, they didn't deserve to be in this tournament. But the Tri-Slosher going out and getting the 2 splats was so much cooler than anything I could have predicted. I really thought we were just going to see a turf off, but amazing work on Chef Wab there, realizing that they could get around it and get those picks.
They did. You know what? I kind of wish that it was just a turf off, because I would have liked to see that. I would have liked to see the zone flip, like who gets the lead in this intense fight. But you're right. That Tri-Slasher getting those 2 picks matters.
Huge.
They help their team get zone.
Alright, it is currently 2-1 in favor of TN's. TN's just need to win 1 round to take this one out. Arctic Moon need 2, and we're going to Piranha Pit zones. Now, earlier you mentioned this wasn't one of the more typical zones maps. Could you care to explain why you think that might be?
I think it's just because of how drawn out these battles can get. It's very easy to simply just have a Jet Sculptor just paint zone. It's very simple to just have a Blob Lover paint zone. Like, it just seems like it's very easy to just cap one zone and have it stalled out for the rest of the match. So these matches end up drawing off for like the entire 5-minute match until one team assumes more control, starts pushing up towards the steps for the right area.
I see where you're getting at, and you're definitely right, and that is a problem. But I feel like, knowing these teams, they're going to be going for lockouts. We're going to see a lot of aggression, we're going to see a lot of ramping. Admittedly, the custom jet, definitely going to be doing custom jet things, going to be sitting back, painting zone, getting Stingray, and just cleaning up. But I think the rest of these players, they're going to be getting in each other's face. It's going to get a little intense.
I want to comment on that C-Jet playstyle so badly, but I don't want to do it on stream because I call it a certain style.
All right,
and
if it's not at SFW, we'll leave it there. Lovely work by
let's just
Arctic
say
Moon.
it's a no skill. Oh,
Ooh!
Junior double!
I was gonna say Arctic Moon cleaning out player after player, but the Junior able to sneak in there and just turn the tables on Arctic Moon. Nice jump out there, but TN's.
This Junior has been such a menace. Armor, bombs, the actual weapon. I don't think I've seen a Junior this good in a long time.
Love to see it. Okay, so TNs are going to be able to get the first decent score on the board. Just looking around at where Arctic Moon are positioned, it seems like they're all trying to push out the side, but one player is holding them down. That is not a good sign. If 4 players can't drop on 1 without specials, I'm worrying about Arctic Moon's confidence here more than anything. They're busting out the Ink Armor, trying to get the pick. They do manage to land 1. Booyah Bomb is going to get up successfully, and that is going to shut down the Ink Armor. And I don't think Arctic Moon have enough momentum to be able to get control here.
They have enough momentum to get control of one zone, just stall off the time. but they need both.
They need
have
that
to actually
penalty.
they need a play. Penalty.
Absolutely. Okay, Chef jumping out to support the team. They're just having a hard time getting out through here. This is not working out for them.
Yeah, they're kind of just pressed in one area. But you know what? They actually did make something happen. They're up too.
Stingray and Inkstorm should definitely help them gain control here, and it does. We're only 2 minutes in. The opponent scarily close to a knockout. But Arctic Moon have the momentum now, and if they can just maintain course, keep their opponent staggered and split, they should be able to make this happen.
They should, but I'm not sure if they're able to. They're not doing that right now. See, Tien's recuperated well enough to regain control, to establish a penalty, regain control. They're down 1, but Tien's is just working hard to keep them suppressed.
Yeah, just what I was talking about before as well, we saw 2 members of TN dive in on 1 member of Arctic Moon. 1 person cannot hold back a team. And the fact that we saw TNs do it successfully and Arctic Moon not actually succeed on that is a good sign at how the rest of this match is going to go.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't rely on just specials. You have to really make the play go. And I know that TN's is being a little bit reliant on that armor right now, but it's for survivability right now.
We have 2 specials pushing out here from Arctic Moon to keep TNs at bay. It is actually working. We're seeing good callouts as well, the players rotating quite nicely back and forth. If TNs can stall out this zone, they will win the match, as you mentioned earlier. But it looks like they're not content with simply stalling out 1 zone. They want these splats, and they are getting them.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to win just by stalling technicality, but you know what? If it's overtime, then who cares?
Yeah, this Junior and Squeezer tag team combo is working very well for them. They are hunting players left and right, just surrounding them and firing at them from both sides. A real dynamic pincer maneuver.
Yes. You know, Junior's bomb and Junior's fast painting mobility combined with Squeezer's powerful special and main weapon. Nothing can beat a combo like that in most cases. Unless you just, I don't know, cut the Squeezer or take out the Junior.
Or Dynamo, I guess. Like, it's such a risky play. I don't think there is much of an option to it. Ooh, Nick!
No. Dynamo, you lose that.
Nick tries to punish the Booyah Bomb, isn't able to do it, and goes down. And because of that, Arctic Moon are going to lose a bit of their momentum here. They really needed that Inkstorm to get over the zone. And unfortunately, without it, they're not going to be able to hold it as strongly as they would have liked.
Well, at least they established a penalty. But you know what? I think that's going to go right back to TN's favor.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a knockout at this point, but they really need to be getting on the board here. And unfortunately, without the players in position, I don't know if it's going to be enough.
I don't know.
We did see 3 go down on TNs there, so they are going to be on the back foot. But with such a score difference to go, overtime is not friendly on this map. And
it's not friendly at all. And TN's is not friendly at all. This Junior is not friendly.
TN's not friendly, Junior's not friendly, no one here is friendly.
I'm not friendly. I really hate you, Yetion.
Oh, how could you do this to me?
Because I can't.
Oh, well, TNs win that set 3-1. They're going to move on to our semifinals.
And the Junior popped off again. I love this Junior.
This Junior, we're going to be following them all the way to finals at this rate.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this Junior, I'd like to say ni hao to you. Hello.
Alright, let's have a look at our updated bracket. We have the results from Friends versus Memory as well. So we can quickly have a squiz there.
Yeah, who won?
So the winner was Friends in a 3-1 interaction. No one's been able to take a 3-0 so far, for some reason or another.
I guess these teams are just pretty even.
Yeah.
And you know what? That matters.
So Friends have gone on to verse SLFC plus Madness. I'll say the full name if they win, but otherwise not going to happen. The winner of this match being TNs is going to be moving to semifinals. Arctic Moon are going to be playing against Memory in the losers bracket, which is going to be a very tough battle for them. I wish them the best of luck.
My money is going to be a bit on Arctic Moon.
I mean, yeah, we saw they know what they're doing, right? They're very competent. They can make it work. I believe
Of
in
course.
them.
So I don't know much about memory. Let me go check memory.
Yeah, I didn't recognize any of the players, but I could easily...
I recognize the name Luke.
Oh, right, Luke, of course.
Seen them in my solo queue lobby. I don't think I've seen Theater. I don't know who they are. I've heard of Rhythm before.
Oh, actually,
And then
yeah,
I don't know anything about
both of
Nova.
those players. Okay, so not as unknown as I originally suspected. Alright, and Wahoo World. Excellent. Okay, so I believe we'll probably... Memory has Luke, yep. Yeah, he's telling me off in chat because I do know these players and I said I didn't. That's on me. Okay, so I imagine SLFC and friends have already started their match. Quickly check captain's chat to make sure of that, and yes, it appears they will have as of... Oh no, they've just sent friend requests. We might actually be able to get in on that. I'm going to quickly see if I can. Unless Yay, the organizer, says otherwise, I wouldn't mind featuring these two teams.
I would hope to see the semifinals again. Oh wait, I got disconnected, bruh.
Yes, I've closed the room because I'm trying to sneak into their room.
Okay.
We'll see if I can pull it off, because I think... Oh no, I may not have anyone on that list. Dang, I thought I did. Shoot.
SMH.
Yeah, that is on me. Okay, in that case, because we... yeah, we wanna watch this round 2 match for sure. So I'll see if we can get in there. Probably best to wait until semifinals. Oh no, but they only just started. No. Okay. If that's the case, then we are gonna take a break. It will probably be anywhere from, depending on the match results, anywhere from 15 minutes to 25 minutes. Or we could, yeah, because we want to catch the winners semis. So we will be back in quite a bit. Feel free to stand up, stretch your legs, and...
Maybe I should do...
Hmm?
Oh, I said maybe I should do that too.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea for everyone to make sure that you are limber and your muscles aren't decaying. Because I know I spend a lot of time at this desk, and I probably should be a bit more active. So yes, we'll take a moment to be more active. I will... yes, and water, of course. I will come back on mic to let everyone know when we are a little ways from coming back. So in the meantime, please enjoy this break, and we will see you in our winners semis.
Yes. See y'all then.
Yeah.
All right, we are back. Thank you for waiting, everyone. We have our next match almost ready to go. We are joining you now for the winners finals. So this is the top of the winners bracket. We have two teams up to show you. I believe we have the TNs, as we saw earlier. They've made it through. We knew that already. They will be going up against, and I will give you the full team name this time, because they've managed to make it this far, and I owe them that at least. The Smexy Legend Fan Club plus Madness. Now,
you know what? That's a pretty sexy line. That's a pretty sexy and legendary name.
Yeah, I have been abbreviating it up until now, because if you're going to come in with a name like Smexy Legend Fan Club, you got to earn the right to have that said on stream. And they have. They've made it to winners final. So, can't really argue with that.
So what are we gonna be calling them for now? Just for some simplicity.
I hate that my brain immediately is like, oh, Smexy, just call him Smexy, Team Smexy. But realistically, that's probably what I'm gonna do in the heat of the moment. So I think we're just gonna stick with that.
All right. I hope they don't mind.
I'm sure they're thrilled. I don't think they would have put it in their team name if they weren't hoping for something like that. So. Just gonna assume that's what they wanted.
Is Abby doing that too?
Cool. While we have a moment, I might as well check the rest of the standings to see if we have any updates as well. So we know that Smexy Legend Fan Club were able to beat Friends in a 3-0. And I've seen the roster on Smexy, and they do seem to be quite tough. I recognized a few names there that were quite, well, specifically because it's a pickup between, with members of Madness, and Madness have done very well in this tournament prior. How well these specific players play together will remain to be seen, but I know that individually they are some very strong players.
Look forward to seeing what either of them can bring out. We know TN can definitely uphold Arctic Moon and Providence. Let's see if they can uphold their title against Smexy Legend. And you know what? I am excited to see this junior again. Like, I like this junior.
Absolutely.
Like, they're playing like a Chad.
Like a Chad. Do I have a friend request I need to accept? I don't yet. Okay, I might have to put a request out for that. In other news as well, Memory were able to defeat Arctic Moon in the losers bracket in a 2-1. So Arctic Moon just being knocked out of this tournament by some very tough opponents by the looks of things.
Huh. That kind of feels a little bit. That is a little unfortunate, but
it does feel weird. But I think the key thing to keep in mind is that it's in losers bracket. It's only best of 3. You don't get a chance to get situated. If your opponent can sneak 2 by you, you're out of the tournament. So because of that unwieldy nature Good teams can lose. It just can happen.
Yeah, that is a little unfortunate. But you know what? Still, congratulations to them. They played.
Absolutely.
That matters a lot. We are still waiting on people.
Yes.
That is a little...
So the members of Smexy aren't in the room yet. We're also waiting on one member of TN's. So
Yeah,
let's
well,
see.
yeah, I don't think we like it being kept waiting on, right? Right, Yesion?
Well, I mean, look, within reason. The fact is, we have just waited for them in their semi-final match. So the fact that we're at winners finals now, like they should be ready to go. They were just playing.
Yeah. Come
So
on, hurry up.
would like to
Hurry
keep
up.
things moving.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, I'm kind of just, I'm not sure what to, I don't know, really know what to talk about right now, but, I'm kind of just vibing right now.
Yeah,
Playing
vibing's good.
BTD6.
Not much has happened yet, to be fair. So there's not much to bring up at this point.
Yeah. BTD6 is fun. I'm gonna get my crossbow master soon.
Cool. That's always fun. Oh, I know what we can talk about. Splatoon 3 maps.
Oh my god. I only have one thing to say about that, and it's just Museum d'Alfonsino. That's it. That's my TED Talk.
Yeah, that's a great talk. I don't know how you feel about that from saying it. It's clearly a topic, but like, I'm thrilled to have it back.
I am very happy to see it back because I actually like Museum d'Alfonsino.
Excellent. I'm not alone on that. Yeah, it's a really fun map. There's a lot of cool verticality to it. Now that they have grapplings, I think that could be very interesting.
A grappling hook in Splatoon is probably the most interesting thing that I think that they could have brought in.
Yeah, the only thing that could have made it more interesting is if it was a permanent thing that everyone had. But making it a special makes sense. It is very strong and very hard to keep your opponent out of like certain areas if they can just grapple anywhere. Are there any other maps from Splatoon 1 that you missed that you want to see come back?
I actually never played Splatoon 1, if you can believe it. But you know what? I feel like a popular pick to say that should come back is Flounder Heights. That was pretty popular and it didn't come back.
That's fair. My personal was Mahi Mahi Resort. That was always my favorite. So I'd always like to see
Mahi
that back.
Mahi Mahi is pretty fun.
And I know they can do it because they had the Splatfest map where the water lowered. So like it's very possible for them to do it. Why didn't they do it? Why didn't they do it, Nally? Why didn't they do it?
They probably... You see, sometimes people can save... Sometimes you might want to save the great ideas for the next time. Just to keep people interested, since people wanted that map. If it comes back, and if Mahi Mahi Flounder Heights come back in Splatoon 3, you know what that means? Fans of that last map are most likely going to want to purchase the game.
Hell yeah.
Because their map has returned. And looks like we're finally getting people joining.
Excellent. That means we are but a minute or two away from our first match here. This is winners final. So the winner of this goes into our grand final, guarantees themselves some prize money. And on top of all that, they have a bracket reset on their side. So if they don't manage to take the first set out against their opponent from the losers bracket, they get a second chance. So very exciting stuff there. Yeah, okay, well we have the captain, or at least we have Madness in. We're just waiting on the 3 other players. Shouldn't be too far behind. So balloons, huh?
Yeah, I like I've kind of just been like EXP farming in the game with Quincy, the Alchemist, and Monkey Town.
Awesome.
Yeah, it literally just shred all these easy maps. Easy and medium difficulty map. I've shredded so many. I've be a lot of the beginner maps in easy and medium difficulty with just Quincy and an alchemist, plus the village. It's a little sad.
Well, it has been a while since I've played Bloons myself, but I'm glad to see all this renewed interest in it. It's very fun.
Yeah, it's been fun, and I've also been playing with my friends too.
Awesome.
Yes, and unfortunately for them, we killed 1% off my battery.
Ooh.
I was not very happy to find that out.
No. That is not ideal. Okay, we have reached the name and shame portion of the stream, so I'm going to jump over to gameplay here and we can see which player we're missing. So, this is Winners Finals, as I mentioned before, still best of 5. That's about it. Now, I don't know if you recognize the player roster here on Team Smexy, but I'll just quickly go through it and point out some things. Oh, no, never mind. We have everyone. I don't have to fill time anymore. We can just get underway. Excellent. Let's do it.
Yes, and that means I can turn off my phone and start commentating.
Hooray!
Not really a hooray for me. I was actually getting pretty into my game.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
always nervous about that.
But you know what I can get into? Wahoo Zone.
Yeah, good way to work it in.
Oh man, I kind of wish that we were seeing friends play, because they have I know that they have a Blob Lobber on. And you mentioned that Blob would be pretty interesting to see on this map.
I feel like we're gonna see a charger coming out from Team Smexy here in the Bravo team. It just feels right.
Who plays charger on?
Let's see. Well, I know that Madness is just absolutely cracked. Madness being the heart emoji. It's not an emoji. That's just letters. What's that called? What do you call it?
It's literally just
Yeah, it's
it's
less
a greater
than 3.
than. It's less than 3. I can't. I don't know. I don't know my greater than or less than figures.
I'm forgetting there's a name for what that is. It's not ASCII art,
it's
but
literally
it's like
just
something like that.
Kissy emote. Kiss.
We'll leave it. We'll leave it for now.
Heart kiss.
Heart kiss.
What should we call it?
It is a heart. It is. Look, I'm not going to embarrass myself any further. Let's just move on here. So we have for the info, Madness runs midline aggro. We've got Legend going to be full combat frontline. Shadow's going to be running support, and Xe is going to be running support. So double support comp. At least that's what they've told us in advance.
Yep.
So we'll see how that pans out.
Double support can basically just put on this thing called double armor and a longevity.
Yeah,
or
I mean that's what I expect when I hear double support, right? Like that makes sense. All right,
but you know what? Support is a varying term.
Okay, looking at the comp, we have a surprisingly a tent coming out from Shadow, and then the NZAP expected and Neo Sploosh, which is always a fun little pick there.
Yep, and that is an early lead for TM.
Yeah, TM's not having to concede any ground there, taking the zone. And not losing any players, going to set them in good stead for an early score. They have finally dropped one. Booyah Bomb's going to buy them a bit of space, but because they're not in control and that Ultra Stamp is on the way, I think they're going to have to concede some room.
Yeah, but they definitely do a good job at not letting up their ground. And you know what? They're kind of up. They're kind of even. Both teams are kind of even in terms of players. Just see what happens. Oh no, the Squeezer lost that 1v1 to the NZAP. Now that is this Legend fan club. It's time for them to cede no ground.
One thing I will say about Madness, they're usually the player that plays the dually squelches for their team when they do participate in this event. But just seeing them play around the tent there was so, like, exciting. They knew exactly the pace they needed to roll forward at. They were able to land all those shots despite not exactly being able to see where their opponent was.
I'm not sure if you were seeing this, but there's like this large there's this skirmish between the Twelchies and Foiled Squeezer that just lasted for like 30 seconds.
No, we didn't catch it exactly, but we are seeing a lot of splats around the side of the map here. It looks like Madness and the Team Smexy are set to take round 1. Just like that. We thought TNs were unstoppable, but I had a hunch about this team from the beginning. Smexy is going to be hard to upset here.
They will be, but you know, TNs could also upset them.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. It is definitely possible. Okay, so yeah, remember when I mentioned Madness was cracked? Madness is cracked. They are probably the top Western player in this tournament that runs the Dually Squelchers. When we have some Japan teams, they tend to take that title as best Dually Squelcher, but yeah, Madness is gonna be getting those splats time and time again. It's gonna be some scary stuff.
It's pretty unreal at what the kind of things you could do with CDS even after those nerfs.
Yeah.
I still don't think that it was kind of warranted. I don't think it was warranted considering what NA has seen of CDS, but since it was so popular in Japan, which dictates a lot of what is good in the meta, it's just a bit of an ouch, to be honest.
Well, the main thing that bummed me out is before the nerfs, I was a VDS CDS main. Like, that was my go-to. But I didn't use it for damage. I used it for special farming, support, evasion, and like all this other kit. And now I have to run a lot more ink saver and like ink recovery to make that build work. And everyone else is just running main power, and it's like, I don't want this. What have you done?
That's how I played it, to be fair. But you know what? We gotta get on Manta Maria, which is the first time we're seeing this.
First time on stream,
absolutely. Same pumps as before. And let's see what happens here.
Interesting to not see any changes here at all. This is a very slosher-friendly map. I would usually expect to see some kind of change come out here, especially because of the limited sightlines that this map provides.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix.
It might be broke, though. We will see. That is 2 down early on Smexy. TN's maintaining a good mid-control here. They're swarming around the middle nice and well, and Hazard's able to get a jump in, no problem. That is definitely gonna... Yeah, there we go. That gal immediately jumping in for the 2 shots as soon as they hit the ground.
Yeah, 52 gals, 2 shots. Literally the most annoying thing to ever be on the earth. 52 gals should not be this good.
In typical shooter fashion, whatever you don't run on the regular is overpowered. That is just the rules. Okay, decent lead to begin with, but Smexy, having taken 2 players out now, are going to be able to get control back. And should be able to take the lead here if they can keep this momentum rolling. We see Madness jumping into the top box, getting some lovely drop shots on their opponent. And the Inkstorm is going to shut off main alley. That is going to be critical in getting those points they need.
Well, it looks like someone was pushed up a bit too much because Junior punished Splash. Now, there's still plenty of time in this match. Literally, they're only in for about like a minute 40. And both teams are starting to expend specials and start painting zone, but about a 52 gal, I'm not...
One thing I'm noticing is that TNs, they really need to be getting uncontested splats here. We're seeing a lot of trades from them, but what they've just done here is they pushed over the zone without losing players. The map control was really suffering for them, but now that they've wiped their opponent off the board, they're going to be able to actually get a better lockdown on this map. And that's going to help them get the points they need to potentially take the lead back.
Yeah, a lockout is definitely really beneficial, and, you know, being 2 up is also pretty beneficial for that lockout.
Yeah, there are only 2 really, like, appropriate approach vectors on this map, so if you can shut those down nice and early, you can really prevent your opponent from being effective.
Yeah, stopping a push just by a... Oh, dear.
Interesting, Legend using the bomb rush to try and penalize the Booyah Bomb, but doesn't quite manage to land it. And because of that, more points go on TN's score than was probably necessary.
Oh. Unfortunately, I disconnected from the lobby.
Ah, that is very unfortunate. Luckily, I don't think we have much left in this game. TN's managed to shut down push after push. We're seeing desperation from Smexy, and that is going to be TN's taking round 2.
And honestly, it's now even.
Yeah,
You know what that means?
we got a game on our hands.
We got war.
What?
Hopefully my Switch wins this war of the Wi-Fi signal.
I see. Well, as our teams prepare for war, we get our other spectator in. This is a best of 5, so already both of our teams are only 2 points away from securing themselves a spot in the grand final. It's quite a huge prize available for such a small amount of games. These teams are probably just biting at the bit to get into this grand final.
What is the prize pool? Question.
So the winning team gets 80 USD, and the second place team gets 40, I believe. So
What about third place?
nothing for third place. The winner of this will be guaranteed either second place or first place, but the loser may not get anything. So this is really a critical match.
You know, I would have expected more people to come in just because money.
Yeah, it's such
People
a good
like
prize
money.
pool. I think you
Yes.
mentioned that they didn't have enough time for advertising for this event.
Oh
So
no.
that is unfortunate, but hopefully this stream gets around, people see how easy it is to make it to the grand final here and sign up for the next event.
Yeah.
Ooh, go
I
to
made sure
amusement
to
park.
advertise a little bit on my account as well.
Are you going to
I got-
Are you going to Wahoo World tomorrow? just calling out in chat. Someone's going to amusement park tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
I want to go to an amusement park.
Yeah,
I miss the roller coasters.
me too.
But you know what I miss? The reef on Splat Zones.
Oh,
Because that's what's happening now.
works in the segue every time.
Yeah, you know, it's like you gotta flow with what you're given and what's happening.
Exactly. Oh, I love those sneakers on display. Alright, we are going to the reef. It's going to get hectic. These teams are going to be fighting over the bridge initially. And then once that pans out, we might see a push for lockout. We might see a push for zone. It's going to depend on the team strategy.
And I'm expecting to see that tent just rush that freaking bridge.
Absolutely. Already the tent is pushing over and the team is behind it. All 4 members pushing behind that bridge.
Ooh, a successful pick on that junior. That is critical,
Yeah,
crucial,
we've seen
painful.
TN's Junior be very strong, so getting that pick early is going to deny the opponent armor and really allow them to just clean up shop. However, the Gal on Hazard has managed to clean up 2 members of the opposing team, and we see the first capture go to TN's.
Yes, and we're also seeing this thing called the Booyah Bomb get shredded.
Oh, does get taken out, doesn't get any picks from it, unfortunately. Not the best place to use it.
A punish on the splash by the foil squeezer on bridge. I want to see this foil squeezer take control of that bridge after that storm kind of fades out.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a pretty good job of it. The splash walls are helping as well. TN's have, like, despite a few setbacks, been holding quite resolutely here. You love to see that kind of resilience. See if they can make it happen. Oh, lovely work there from the squeezer, using the bubbles to just defuse a bunch of bombs and keep themselves in the match. They have the player advantage now. They should be able to sweep onto that zone before
They
they
definitely
lose
have
control.
the player advantage now.
It's only a junior. I think that junior is pinned down. That is very good looking for TN's.
They probably jumped out, but you know, right now TN's they kind of just gotta push up, regain a little control of that bridge, and they should be well to hold off for a while.
Yep, the armor
Special
push
being
comes out, but it's interrupted by a Booyah Bomb, which is enough to absolutely destroy that junior before they can get on rails, and that's a wipe!
That's a wipe.
Amazing work! That Booyah Bomb
Yeah.
critical in halting the momentum of Smexy. Very well done by TN's.
Yes, and now TN's they just gotta regain some special to be sure that they're able to contest. An armor being thrown out.
Here comes the curling rush. I do like it as a special, but unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be very effective here as the opponent is very well spread out. It's managed to chase a few of them away, but they've jumped out. It is going to be control to Smexy, but they didn't get the splats they needed to really turn this match around, so they're going to have to fight hard on defense now.
Yep, they might have to fight a little bit harder or smarter. I don't know which one.
Yeah, hard
but
to tell at this
52 gal. Oh, that bubble on
Lovely
the 52 gal.
Even though the squeezer was down, their efforts were not in vain. They've allowed Hazard on that gal to absolutely clean up the rest of the enemy team and stack another penalty onto Smexy. With only 2 minutes left in the match now, TNs are looking pretty, maybe not for the knockout, but at least to hold their opponent at bay for the time being.
I know. Now even, let's see if they can make something happen with this curling rush. Come on, curling bombs.
You don't see curling rushes often. It is not on many weapons. So it
only
is
on the
novel.
aerospray intent.
Intent is the one you want to be running it on, really. Oh, a double! A splash ball coming up at the wrong time, catching I believe, a splat bomb, and detonating the enemy team. TNs with a critical fumble there. Splash balls come with that
I think that was
curse.
actually baited.
Oh,
because
baited.
I saw that tent with the shield.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
What
I mean,
that is a very interesting teamwork right there.
very good work by Smexy. They're gonna force Madness out into the corner here. They've got 2 players on them, and they get the splat without any contest. They've managed to nab control during that time. That will stack another penalty.
Good job.
I mean, the squeeze has been doing a lot of damage while the cats are away. It's very well done by TNs. Despite not winning the player number on that fight, they were able to keep that penalty stacked and buy themselves enough time to reassemble. Very well done by both teams there.
Yes, and right now, I'd say that TN is running a bit low on time. 40 seconds left on the clock. Penalty is basically almost eaten through by Sexy Fan Club.
Their specials are ready, however. We're going to see bubbles and armor very shortly.
And it does.
And it's enough! They get another penalty! Despite not securing a player advantage, honestly, they might have actually rushed that a bit more than they needed to, and because of that, a penalty may not be enough. But they did buy themselves a little bit more time before that lead change. Can they get the specials they need to make this happen? It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna go into overtime, and it looks like they're able to get the zone temporarily stalled out. But a curling rush on the zone, that is difficult to contest.
Oh, but they might do it here. Hazard with the splash wall.
They are down 1 player, and they have to fiercely contest that zone with everything they got.
It's looking like it might go to Smexy.
It does.
Amazing. What a last-minute comeback. We saw TNs jump in at several points there to try to stop their opponent, but because they committed everything to the zone and not enough to the fight, they weren't able to maintain the hold. It probably would have been better waiting a little bit longer, maybe going for an overtime push themselves. They didn't have much of a penalty to speak of. Oh boy, that was spicy.
Yeah, that is hot, but you know what else is going to be hot? Round 4. Because you know what? This might be the most intense set we have. Because TNs just win.
It's true. We haven't seen TN drop a match yet. But to be fair, neither has their opponent. We're going to Inkblot Art Academy for round 4 here. We are currently 2 points to Smexy Fan Club. If they can win this one, they are through to the grand final.
And they're guaranteed $40.
Absolutely. But I know for a fact that TNs, well, I say they've played this map before. They took a swing at this map before. with a bit of a meme comp. I'm excited to see what their actual comp is for this, though I don't imagine it's going to change much from what we've seen thus far.
Yeah, that's another thing. They don't change their comp much, but you know what? It really ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, they've been very effective thus far. They only lost that last round by some clutch picks not going their way. I really thought they had the strategy down, but unfortunately, yeah, they just committed too many resources to the zone and not enough to the fight. Hopefully they can get that balance right this time, especially because this is a zone that is much easier to hold than the other.
It is a bit easier to hold, but it's also one of the stages where, just push up.
Absolutely.
Just look at them.
Yeah, there's one main approach, so getting a lockout is very doable depending on your weapon composition. I'd say that TN have the weapon composition to make that happen.
Similar comps as per usual.
Don't
now
imagine
let's
we'll
see
see any
which one
change in
outplays.
abilities, but just to show it off. There we go.
Look at that. Armor, immediately.
We do have the
Junior
vanilla
in its natural
squelchies
habitat.
coming out again to really get that missile spam off. I'd like to see it.
Oh no, poor guy.
Ooh.
That Junior
Wow,
a pick
yeah. That
and
was...
another from their teammate. You know what? This is the time to push into the flat.
And they are doing
And that's exactly what they're
that.
doing.
Absolutely. The tent providing wonderful cover to get in there. They do lose one member, but honestly, with 3 of them there, and a bomb rush to boot, they've got a second one in the back pocket. I feel like they're going to be able to hold this area for quite a while.
Yeah, they definitely can. But, it might be, it definitely does seem possible that, TN's is going to be able to get back. They got 2 picks. They recollected their flat. Oh no, they just lost a squeezer. So this could be a while before they get back in.
Ooh, and there we saw the Gal as well going for the cap, trying to get that penalty on there, and Legend was able to pick him off. I think what we're seeing here is that TNs are too keen for the penalty. They really need to be clearing out their opponent before they go for the zone. Otherwise, they're just going to get knocked out.
I feel like TN's is playing a lot more desperate than they were the other matches because they've been a lot more composed. Seems like they lost their composure a bit.
It's all about the mind games in this case, I think. Smexy Fan Club are going to be taking that one out. And we'll be moving on to Grand Final.
Oh, we're not commentating losers finals?
We are, yes. I'm just saying that they're going on to Grands. We will be doing losers, I believe. We are just waiting on losers final, so we're going to now see TNs versus Memory in our losers final. Memory taking the 2-0 against Friends.
Oh boy. TN's is very popular this stream.
Yeah, we have shown them off at every possible step.
Yes. I guess we shall wait a bit.
Okay, well that will conclude our winners bracket. Yeah, we have Smexy Fan Club making their way to the grand finals. As mentioned, very well earned on their half. And like, what a team that just knows what they're doing.
Yeah, well, I'd say both know what they're doing. Just one might have.
You don't get to this level of play
Something's
without
got a
knowing what you're doing.
Someone had a crack, and it's unfortunately TN. So, TN has like a time to just recuperate, regain their fallen glory.
Yeah, well,
against Memory.
Absolutely. Losers bracket is pretty harsh here, but we're playing for 3rd place at the moment. The winner of this will get to challenge Smexy Fan Club, and if we have a quick look at the standings and the bracket, I'm curious to see who eliminated Friends. It was Smexy Fan Club. Okay, so that means that both of these teams are looking for a chance at revenge, chance at a redo. Smexy Fan Club were able to take Friends out in 3-0. Whereas we saw there, that was a 3-1 to Smexy Legend Fan Club. So, does that mean that TNs are the better team? Maybe, but not necessarily. It's going to come down to this tight, gripping losers final to find out who is going to get the chance at that rematch.
And who's going to get the chance at the rematch? Me.
You?
Yeah, it's going to be me.
How's it going to be you?
Because I'm awesome.
I mean, like, I can't argue with that, but... But
I'm just kidding. I can't. I know I can't get the. I can't. I probably can't get into this at all. I can't. I'm here. I have to stay here.
You absolutely do. You are bound to that commentator's chair until the event is over. That is the rules. That's how
I
this
am
works.
bound by my rule, my words.
Exactly. Bound to the microphone.
Not really, because I could do this.
I can't believe you did that. Alright, we have most of the players ready to go here. So this is going to be Losers Final. The major change here to note is that it is best of 3. So this is going to go by very quickly. These teams do not have a long time to figure each other out and figure out what playstyle they need to adopt in order to defeat their opponent. And scariest of all is that because of the randomness of the maps, you're less likely to see a map that you feel comfortable with. It's spicy.
Like how spicy is it? Are we talking like chile relleno spicy, or are we talking like habanero?
Ooh, I'm feeling habanero. Feeling up there.
I'm thinking ghost peppers.
Ooh, that's a level of spiciness I reserve for the grand final, I think.
Oh, valid point. Valid point.
All right. We're just waiting on one more player and we will be underway. Let's just quickly jump over to gameplay so I don't have to remember to change it. So yeah, this is Team Memory. We haven't seen them on stream so far, but I'll quickly go over their roster for chat. Memory is captained by Rhythm, who we have seen in this event before, and their teammates are Feeder, Nova, and Luke. At least that's their in-game names.
Feeder.
We will see. Yeah, Feeder. As in, like,
I hope that they're playing
man,
Tetris.
I'm feeding so much.
They better be playing
perfect.
Tetris.
That is the perfect feeding weapon. You just dash right into the enemy's mouth. Okay, great. We have all our players in. Let's switch over to our tournament now. We are in Losers Finals here. So this is for the chance at the grand final. You only got to win 2 games. It is that simple. Okay. Here we go.
Are you sure it's that simple?
Oh, absolutely. You just rock up and you win. That's all you gotta do, right?
Yeah, you're basically just saying hold forward and you win. That's basically solo queue anyways. Wait, it's Manta Maria.
Manta Maria, absolutely. We go into sailing.
Ironically, the song that I have playing on my BTD6 thing is called Sails Again.
Coincidence?
I think not!
Alright, let's see what these teams are bringing. I'm really interested to see Memory's comp here. They have managed to make it to the Losers Final, so they've taken out a few teams to get here. So they aren't any slouches, that's for sure. Standard comp we're seeing from TNs, and an incredibly similar comp. Is this...
Actually, they're mirror comp.
This is a mirror comp. It makes
We got a mirror
sense.
match here. Who does it better?
I know for a fact that some of these players are familiar with each other. It makes sense. They would have played together before. They know what each other would have been playing. But was the mirror intentional? Time will tell.
Not.
Early on, we have 1 down on each side. Make that 2 down for Memory. TN's doing a good job cleaning around the mast here. Should be
A
able to
junior
get some
beating a
decent points.
52 gal, that is unreal.
It does seem unlikely, but I don't know exactly what kind of support they had.
Not too much. The 52 gal kind of was down its team members.
Yep,
But you know, now we're seeing TN's assumed dominance and control. Bubbles thrown at the zone.
Yeah, classic bubble strats, throwing the bomb out first, get that instant detonation. Not finding anyone, unfortunately. The Squeezers are playing this quite safe, or at least, I'll say Memory Squeezers are playing it quite safe. TNs have been a bit more reckless. And because of that, we have Memory in control of the zone here and pushing out for the lockout. Looks like they are very eager to take this one out as quickly as possible.
As they should be. They need to make sure that they have TN's locked out, because they can't expect the same thing.
It's the safest way to score points. We do have TNs with the push in here. They've got specials on lock. Already those bubbles are bursting. Unfortunately, not able to get any picks there. We're going to see the escape from the squeezer just to try and buy themselves some room. Unfortunately, their push was unsuccessful, and now they are specialists. If they can't get some picks here, they are going to be in a world of hurt. Ooh, and push.
They are in a world of hurt, as they are falling down members with no specials.
Is not where you want to be. TNs not expecting this level of play from their opponent and are suffering.
Or maybe this just isn't their match.
That's possible
very
too.
Unfortunate attempt. A very unfortunate attempt at recap right there. But that is first match going to Memory.
Memory, yeah. Memory already 1 point away from the grand final. It is, as I mentioned, just that easy. If we look at the splats and specials there, it's not hard to see why that one went the way it did. Looks like ScoMo wasn't quite able to get into their effective range. Maybe it was the map, maybe it was the fact the opponent knows how they're going to be playing and were able to counter their positioning.
I'd say in this case, Memory just brought out their best of the comp. Better than TNs could have. At least at that match. Who knows? TNs can obviously win with their comp. It's done them magic. They just have to beat it. They have to beat themselves.
They have to beat themselves. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, I mean, it's a fairly meta comp. What would you say are its weaknesses?
I don't exactly know how to figure out that weakness, to be honest. Normally when I see stuff like that, I just think originality. I'd say the biggest weakness is it's expected. These weapons are just expected, so you generally know what to expect.
That makes sense.
But I don't exactly know the inherent weakness of the entire pretty of it. It's just the expectation.
Alright, well, we're not going to see any major changes here. We might see the change to vanilla dualies, and we do from both teams.
Another mirror mailed match.
Yeah, perfectly mirrored. I mean, as all things tend to be in this case. Early splats going in favor of Memory means that they're going to be able to get a good amount of map control early on and potentially convert it if they can get one or two more, which they do.
Unfortunately, TNs is they're just a little off right now.
Maybe they're getting tired. they've been playing.
I would be getting tired at this length.
And after such a tough opponent, I imagine you'd be a bit mentally spent. Not having much of a chance to take a break would definitely take its toll.
But this is where we separate the men from the boys. See who has stronger alpha male mentality.
They are able to hold neutral here for a bit. Potentially a penalty as well if they can get this turf on in time. Oh, it looked so close for a second there. There's only one player left, surely. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Right, TNs
now we're seeing the TNs turn around.
They have staggered their opponent successfully, and if they can keep up that stagger, they are going to be very well set to take lead. And they have all 4 specials on the back burner. Tentamissiles are going to come out first. This Booyah is waiting and ready as well. Hazard looking for a 2-shot on anyone foolish enough to drop down.
I hope that 52 gal's unfortunate fate is met.
No one drops down. These players know the map well enough to know that it was not a safe drop. Hazard not able to shark anyone, and because of that, they just spent all that time not being very effective. Booyah armor is going to save them there and get control as well. Placed on the barrier, but unfortunately not going to get them to the lead where they needed to be. Can Memory push back here and eradicate TNs from their zone? I think with the specials in their back pocket, it's likely.
But this junior, come on, get the pick, I believe in you.
You've been supporting the junior all day.
52 gals cowered it.
The junior does get the pick, but unfortunately they are taken out afterwards. TN's holding neutral for now. Like, honestly, that penalty is looking a little scary with the way this match has been panning out. They're going to need to stagger their opponent's spawns again, and with the bombs that are coming out from memory, I don't know if they've got the maneuverability to make this happen.
They probably can. You just gotta play it right. Movement, control, what you need.
Absolutely.
Well, looks like TN's has regained some bit of control. They just have to, well, get that lockout.
Hazard
Seems like
sharking in the
Hazard-
same spot again. That is the hazard
Yeah.
zone. I imagine the other team must know about that. But the fact that no one's dropped down there, they know that
I
that is
did
a
not know.
hazardous
If there were
area.
hazard is sharking. I have not seen that happen at all.
Yeah, they've just been hanging out on opponent drop
Ooh.
for a good half of this match. And I think it just paid out for them. We didn't see it on stream. But I imagine the gal just got a good few splats there. Yeah, they're still in
They
position.
did too. They're
The
still in
hazard
position.
zone worked.
Assuming that area.
Alright, and with a significant lead and a KO fast approaching, I don't know if this armor and booyah combo is going to be enough to get control, but it will at least buy them a couple of seconds. Can they out-turf their opponent? They have the exact same comps,
can.
but less players. They do get the penalty, but with only a minute left, it is looking rough for memory here. We might be seeing...
Last minute.
Oh my goodness. Like, the stakes
This is-
here are so high.
In
If we can see memory grab this one back, they take it out right here, right now, but it looks like we're going to be seeing a game 3, which is ultimately what we wanted to see from this match.
Yes, the more matches, the longer, the more tournament time, the more content.
Okay, that is...
Come on, Junior.
Again, we are seeing control for the TNs. Only one player left for memory, and only 20 seconds left on the clock. I don't know if we have enough special in the tank for memory to take this one. They've got the booyah bomb and armor. Is that going to be enough?
A pick, that might be enough. Something broke, and it did. A trade, and the zone recap.
It
that
was a
just
good
means
jump out there. I think we're going to see bubbles coming in on the zone here. They only need to cap once. It's going to be a hard overtime push for memory, but not impossible by any stretch. Armor comes
They just
first,
need-
bubbles come second. Here we go. This is it. It's do or die.
do or die. 2 down, that should be zone.
Oh, it's not quite. It's so close. There it is. Do or die. TNs choose die for their opponent and stop the overtime push. That brings it to 1-1. We are now going to match point for both teams into the grand final.
Oh, yeah.
We are
you
reaching
know what?
Ghost Pepper levels. We're getting there.
Yeah. You know what? I should probably try that. I haven't had one yet.
I wouldn't. I'm just gonna go
I
ahead
know it's
now and say,
ill-advised.
like, it could cause health risks. Probably don't Ghost Pepper.
I'm gonna try like the tiniest bit of piece.
Okay. What are you gonna do with the rest of it?
Tell my brother it's candy.
Ooh. Ooh.
I got my brother there once with the chili pepper.
Oh my goodness.
I shouldn't be making that off to be really funny.
Do-
He was actually very unhappy about that.
Yeah, I reckon that makes sense. Alright, so we are going to Wahoo World. This is the deciding match, best of 3. Whoever takes this one out goes to grand final. Whoever doesn't goes home empty-handed. Third place has no prize. So this is the critical moment here.
Third mirror mail.
I mean, I'd like to sound surprised, but no, why would any of these teams budge after how close it has been?
Yeah, this is just proving what the dually sculptured splat zones meta is. This is the meta we live in now.
At least the meta for this region. If we had any Japan teams, we'd be seeing something very different.
Yeah, like a custom Splatterstar Junior.
Absolutely. Okay, early control is going to go to TNs. They lose 2 players to the opponent's 1, however, so they're not going to be able to hold it
Oh.
for too long. And a well-placed bomb does delay the inevitable, but we do see memory pushing in here and getting control. with a few more casualties than they probably would have liked.
Yeah, now with everyone back and even, seems like Memory's kind of just pushed back in a bit more of an awkwardish position.
Yeah, if anyone discovers Eclipse in that corner, they are dusted. And we do see the push here with the armor. Should be able to take them out, but look at the movement here. Eclipse ducking and weaving, dodging all of those shots like an absolute pro, and managing to stay up enough to capture zone for their team. That's what you like to see. That is some Dually Scorcher play at its top gear.
Yeah, Dually Scorcher, one of the most technical. I should have probably mentioned this earlier, but I'd say that's probably the most technical weapon in the game. Because you just got so much more tech that you can do with it when compared to most weapons.
Absolutely. Alright, we have TNs ticking through their penalty here. They're going to be able to increase their lead. We do have the BR bomb go directly onto the zone, but unfortunately without some turfing backup, it does not do much for covering the zone.
Yeah,
However,
that Swelter's just solo got the zone, got 2 picks.
That's
Good
amazing.
job on you, Eclipse.
I mean, you hate to see 3 players go down on both teams when you're not in control, and Eclipse being able to sit back and just get that cap is a free 30 points to their score. They do not have to work any harder to get that 30. So they want to take lead though, will be a bit of it.
Oh, solid pick on the squeezer. Pushing out the remaining players.
Eclipse with a very quick 10 missiles right on that platform is going to definitely ensure they get lead.
Staggered right.
Ooh, bit of movement there, bit of movement through the intersphere. And they are setting up for a lockout here. We're seeing the bombs roll out onto Snipe.
Yes, and we're also seeing the bubbles come out from the end. The counter push is real. One
it's a critical moment. They do need to take this. And one player's up on either side. Unfortunately, Junior v Junior, Nova takes it, and that is going to call it from the loser's bracket all the way at the beginning. Memory are going to take this one out. Amazingly, Memory, having come back from losers round 1, taking out the team that took them out, and now taking out our winners finalist, are going to be moving on to the grand finale. Who could have predicted such an upset?
I don't think that was an upset. That was even.
Yeah, I mean, very close to both of these teams, absolutely. Unfortunate for our long stream team TNs. They managed to duke it all the way to the finals, but they have fallen at the final hurdle, and that is why losers bracket is so scary. That best of 3 just flips on a dime. Whoa.
Well, anything can happen. That is what I've learned in this game.
Absolutely. Now, I'm a little nervous about our grand final because we've had one of the players from our other grand finalist team have to go on Tornado Watch, I believe it was.
Oh dear.
Let me just check that.
Okay, so you know what? You should let me sub for them. So that way they can play, and then you can commentate me.
Ah, man. You know, I think you gotta take that up with the team. That's not up to me.
I'm just kidding.
So Shadow is currently on Tornado Watch. Hopefully they're not too far behind. But yeah, grand finals coming up. This is going to be best of 7. Both of our teams have secured themselves some prize money at this point, but you can double it if you take this out. We do also have Smexy Fan Club. What is it? Smexy Legend Fan Club? They have a bracket reset on their side. So if they can manage to take this out early, they can get it no problem. But if they happen to lose the first best of 7, we bring it back for another best of 7. So we could potentially see anywhere between 4 and 14 games of Splatoon here.
You know, I do hope for the bracket reset, because bracket reset's the most hype thing you can see.
We've seen it before.
That just proves a testament of how long you can play one team. It is a huge testament
if it's that
to
close
your,
as well, like
to your stamina.
You want to see matches that are that close, because those are the best matches to watch.
Yeah, this is not making me want to play Splatoon 2.
It does have that effect, doesn't it? You just see it and you're like,
Yeah.
oh man, I want to get in on that. For sure, for sure. Alright, so hopefully we will get our teams in here shortly. Don't think we should have any reason for delay other than the tornado. I'll just give the teams a ping to double check that they know what's up.
I hope that this person is okay, because I've never experienced a tornado warning, but just terrifying to me personally, because I haven't ever experienced something like that in my life.
Yeah.
Do you think they're okay?
I imagine they're okay. I'm sure if something was very wrong, we'd stop hearing from them. But yeah, I think we're okay for now.
Well, that's definitely good to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, that was very clutch of Quincy.
Alright, chat. I think I'll set up a Twitch prediction while I have a moment. See who you believe is gonna take this one out. It's always fun to put a few dinks on the line, get some chip damage on there.
So who are again? Can you remind me of
our teams?
Who are our finalists?
So we have Team Smexy Legends Fan Club plus Madness. That is technically a pickup team, but of very strong players. They will be going up against Team Memory, who we just saw take out the losers final.
Yes. Now, who will come out on top? I think the fan club has a chance.
Okay.
What do you think? Are you gonna conflict against me and say Memory, or are you gonna agree with me?
I think fan club are going to be very hard to unseat. There are some very we saw how strong the individual players were there. So it's going to be very hard for Memory to upset, but they have the games to feel it out. While I think I'm going to side with you on who is likely to win this, I don't think it's a guarantee. Which is, you know, ideal. We don't want a guarantee.
That is reasonable.
Okay, so I will quickly put up the team names here for everyone. I'll put the full team names in. I'll give them the respect they deserve. Despite how much typing that's going to mean I have to do.
Hold on, I'm going to do something. I got to be careful. A bit low on.
Oh my goodness, the team name is too long. I'm going to have to cut out the plus madness part of Smexy Legend Fan Club because it does not fit. Doesn't fit in the predictions. Alright. So I will leave a 5-minute window in for everyone to get their predictions in. Excellent. Okay, didn't know they had guidelines about that.
Oh
There we go.
dear.
Hmm.
There is a lot more tension in the back for me because I don't want my Switch to die during the whole
Yes.
during this time.
Okay, so for some reason, I'm not allowed to put this prediction up because it goes against Twitch guidelines. I'm gonna have to look into why that is. Is it something to do with the word lobster or crossfire? It might be.
I don't know.
Alright, well we have all our players here, so I feel like we're just gonna get underway. I don't know. I don't know why I can't do a prediction. Sorry, chat. I don't know. Oh, maybe it is the word Smexy. That's true. I didn't consider that. Okay, we'll get the game underway while I get that prediction online. Just give me a moment on that. But yeah, we have our first game, so let's get started. It is best of 7. It is grand final. We are ready to rock. I will put our alpha team as Smexy because they have the bracket reset. I always like to have our alpha team be the one with the bracket reset. I think that's a good way to do it.
They're the Sigma Alpha team.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sweet.
Well, Well, for the first time in the entirety that I've been commentating this, I am going to be holding my Switch screen.
Alright. Exciting.
Yes. So you know, I'm going to be treating it like, you know, my phone where I just, like, tap a lot of things.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the rosters here. We've got Nova, Feeder, Luke, and Face. So Eclipse is the last member that I needed, right? Wait, hang on. These players have changed their names. I don't remember who I need. I'm gonna guess this?
I don't think that is... I'm
No?
not even sure if that is correct.
It's one of these two. I don't know which it is. Help.
Hold on. Let's go see.
Help. Oh, Cruella, Heart, Shadow, and Legend. Okay, great. So, not Eclipse. Great. So that's
Yeah.
it. Excellent. Alright, we got it. Thank you, Madness in chat. Let's do it. Round
Madness. Bruh. I forget that this game just doesn't let you use the touchscreen at all.
one. Yeah, no.
So I just touchscreen 50.
Alright, so we are in our grand finals now. I will put the team names up here. And then I'll see if I can get our our prediction going.
You know, I've already said my prediction. Well, I beat you all to it.
It's true. I just wish I could give everyone the option to do a Twitch prediction.
Yeah, maybe I should have done that.
Okay. Why can't
But you know
see
what?
it?
We've seen it plenty of times before. We got the Reef.
Excellent
on Splat Zone.
stuff. Alright, that's about all I can do. It's such a big team name. Goodness. Okay,
Yeah.
and then their
I
opponent.
really wish that sometimes extensive team names can be a bit much. I like the concept of extend and extensive, but even I am aware that sometimes it's just a bit much.
Especially because they're the team with the bracket reset. It does not fit on the screen at all.
That is just
Alright, maybe I can put a space in it. Alright, there we go. That'll work. Alright, here we go.
And we
First
are
round.
Pardon.
Grand finals. Let's do it.
And we are seeing if it ain't broke, don't fix it from both teams.
Ooh,
I
different tent
clearly
though.
remember.
That's the
No, we
Sorella
saw them
tent?
run that.
Oh, okay, we did.
But also, no com change from memory, which honestly tells me a lot about them, that they are just meta. I shouldn't be commentating on that. I should be more focusing on like the actual match at hand. Memory had an pretty early cap. Yeah, pretty early cap, but you know, it's taken over. They've fallen down a member, and now this is where a fan club just starts to make a rampage.
Okay, I did manage to get the prediction up, so you can get your votes in now. It was the word Smexy. Twitch doesn't like that word, apparently. So, fair enough. We already have, by the looks of things, Memory are cleaning up their opponent right now. They are slowly approaching the lead. Some lovely dodge rolls there from Madness, but it wasn't enough in a 3v1 battle. That is going to be a lead change in effect. Memory taking the lead in this match, and they've got two specials on standby.
Yep, they are prepared to deal with the counter push, and you know what? Both teams have armor and one special. Armor's
the armor
popped
come out
off.
at the same time. Like, these teams know when your opponent armors, you armor, because there is going to be some butting heads.
Yeah, you want that longevity.
And a 2v1 trade on loop. Congratulations.
Amazingly.
Memory retaining their lead with a solid 20. The legend himself getting a pick. Trying to recap one of the zones. Unfortunately, meets their fate with the pick on zone. The fan club has retaken the zone. Now this tent has just got to stall off for as long as they can.
Yeah, only 2 up on either side at the moment, or at least in good positions. Meaning that it's going to be a bit sparse here. We're going to see teams trying to regroup. A lot of bombs going onto the bridge. Almost takes out the junior, but not quite. We haven't seen too much of Team Memory yet. We know that they got the chops, but we don't know exactly how they play in the face of adversity. It's flipping back and forth right now. Keeping it neutral is definitely in Memory's favor. Smexy Legends Fan Club are going to have to work a bit harder to make this one happen. I mean, you want to talk good junior plays. We've been seeing so many of them already today. Cruella is no exception here.
Cruella, Nihao, all these juniors have just been, well, they're doing their jobs. What more can we ask? They're painting, they're making armor, they're getting very good picks.
Yeah.
That's the more interesting thing that I'm liking, is I'm seeing juniors get picks. But we kind of lost a little bit of focus. Now let's see what happens to
Ooh,
them.
Booyah Bomb perfectly placed on the canopy. That will definitely space them some time. Luke trying to get the dualies up top there, but the dualies had the range advantage, trading out to the other set of dualies. It's so back and forth right now. The splats are pretty even across the board as well. It's just coming down to that slight advantage where Memory were able to get kicking earlier on.
Oh, that's unfortunate that they couldn't have gotten that camp to stop the jump.
Yeah, it was a very
But
nice
you know
jump
what?
there.
This is the start of a grand finals, and we are getting that habanero spicy pepper right now.
Absolutely. I can feel that tingle at the back of my throat. That is the penalty gone for Smexy. They just need to push out and hold this bridge. They've got 2 specials all ready to go to do it, and 2 more very nearly completed. It's going to be hard for their opponent to get past this wall of damage that is about to splash out.
A wall of damage and a wall of suction bombs.
They do manage to get neutral and stall it for a bit, but...
They just kind of
look
keep
at that!
retaining zones. They've fallen down members. Legend on the shark.
It
The
was
legendary
a good
shark.
Unfortunately, they lost too many team members to be truly effective. And that penalty
Well, maybe
is
they
going to be critical for Team Memory, who now have a comfortable little window to play in.
Yes, now I think what can really be the deciding factor for this match right now is how much can the Splash support. Usually we talk about Junior being in spotlight for the support players, but every weapon is capable of supporting each other in any way. And I'd like to see what this Splash can do to be more than just a Slayer. A bubble with a double!
The bubbles and the
is zone.
Tentamissiles. That was such a closer. What the heck? That was the first round? Oh my goodness, we're in for some hot Splatoon action. This is going to be amazing.
This is what we're gonna call Grand Finals. Intensity. The S-ranked player. And of course,
Incredible.
habanero pepper spiciness.
Alright, players, in chat, you have run out of time for predictions at this point. We are locking those in. Round 1 going to Memory. We do have a bracket reset on Smexy Legends Fan Club side, so there still is plenty of time to go. Plenty of time for them to get in gear and take out their opponent. But what a first match. Now, based on how we've seen the dynamic between these two teams, how do you see Muscle Forge Fitness going?
I am a bit unsure. But you know what? We can expect the same comp we saw from Memory, and we can maybe expect a little something different from the Smexy Legend Fan Club.
Yeah, I don't think
I'd probably
either of
say
these
the biggest
teams are
change would be
likely to
tent.
change. Yes, the tent has been changing brand. I imagine we'll probably see the Kenta tent here, or the Sheldon's pick one.
Called Camo Tent.
Camo tent, that's what it's called. Thank you very much. They have used that a lot so far, and I think that on a map like this, it's going to be a bit more effective.
And I hope that that is effective enough because they're really gonna need it all.
Absolutely. And
Gold
like tent is really
it all.
useful on this map as well. You can block a main access point very effectively, forcing your opponent to take slower routes, and that can earn you upwards of 5 points just by having your tent in that position. That being said, both teams running a Kenta Gal, they have the splash walls to do the exact same thing. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where our players position on this map, just because they do have the kits to really set up a few different strategies.
But let's see if whatever strategy they have set up gets destroyed. That is totally not a line from Real Steel.
Absolutely not. We do have the camo tent coming in as predicted, as well as the Neo Splash. I love to see it. That Ultra Stamp does not get enough use and can be really effective in the right positioning. Unfortunately, Dooley's taken out early from Smexy Legends Memory, getting that early advantage.
Yeah, one team member falling down can really spell a fight for mid. Numbers game, man.
100%, and that early game score was what we saw Memory winning with. They only won by 2 points on that last match, so that early score proving critical in them getting ahead of their opponent. And only one member left on Smexy as well. That is going to be a huge point loss for them.
Yeah, falling down your teammates in a situation like this, not a very good thing. If the Splat Zone's marker is already at 40 by now, they need to make something happen. They can't die.
How
they have
did
to
Memory drop into the losers bracket with strategies like these? That was some great movement by Eclipse. I know you were just about to point it out. Incredible work. They managed to jump that Ultra Stamp and get the splat.
Oh, thank you for noticing.
No, I knew what you were going for. I did interrupt you, and I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
Alright, Smexy Legends are in control for the first time here, and not really much of a control at that. They have a good lock on where their opponent is, but they're not able to commit as much time to the zone as I'm sure they'd like to. Getting a bit of a slow start here. They have plenty of time to spare, so they're not going to be penalized too heavily for that now. But if their opponent comes back strong and tries to, well, strong arm them out of this, that amount of time could prove critical.
I'd say all time is critical right now. Specials are being thrown. This tent is just walking up that bridge with the hammer, ready to drop the hammer. A good pick with a throw. And can they get the pick on that? No, they cannot. But they have driven the 52 gal into a probably more or less favorable position, which is good. And they have also assumed really good control, taking a skirmish. Oh, very solid pick. 2 picks on the tent. That is prime Tenebrella gameplay.
Lovely. We did not get to see it on stream, unfortunately, but what we did see was some lovely movement by the juniors down by the left lockers. I mean, Smexy Legends Fan Club have flipped a switch and are now unassailable, it seems. They're getting specials down very quickly. The inclines are preventing access when their players aren't in position. Look at this aggressive tent play! Just buying more time. I feel like I've never seen that before. They've managed to take the lead. They might not be able to keep it.
I don't think that the Legend Fan Club is going to be able to retain zone very well. Oh wait, they actually can.
Amazing! It really looked like they overcommitted to that, but that hold proved victory. Like, what? I'm at a loss. Please sum that up. I'm struggling.
Okay, so that junior made a commitment to the zone, and they were able to uphold a bit of paint. Enough paint to kind of just retain the zone against Memory. And unfortunately for Memory, they also fell down 2 members by the junior. I'm assuming a combination of an Inkstorm and the bomb, plus someone just feeding into junior close range. And that kind of cost them the game.
That was an excellent
bit of desperation.
Summary. Thank you. what I was focused on, and the reason I freaked out a bit, is that the tent pushed over in an effort to shut down the opponent. And they didn't manage to get any picks, and I'm like, oh no, they've ruined it. They jumped back and they were taken out. But the rest of the team just banded together, kept enough ink on the zone to prevent any kind of penalty from occurring, and just clutched it out as you described. Like, that is some clutch play from the Smexy Legends. I wonder if we're going to see more of that.
I will assume we will. We are definitely in for the clutch plays of this season.
Oh boy.
With an even score, we really should be expecting everything.
Lobster Crossfire 9 pulling out all the stops here. You love to see it.
What stops? We're not stopping.
I think the expression is like, you know, bringing everything they have.
Give it y'all all.
Yeah, exactly. These teams are absolutely giving it their all. Moving on to Inkblot Art Academy, we switch back to the Sorella tent. Not too many other changes that I can spot. We definitely saw...
Too late to make me change.
I was gonna say,
but you know what?
Smexy have a really good time on this map last time. They were able to absolutely lock out their opponent, who turned to some desperate plays.
And I think that they're actually doing that very well. Juniors assumed quite a lot of turf control with their teammates, farming for armor already, and now they can just simply sit back, bomb flat, have a good time.
Yeah, I wonder here, the difference might be that we have Memory who aren't tilting yet, at the very least. They are definitely remaining a bit more composed than TNs were at this stage. Because of that, they might be able to re-enter more successfully than their counterparts. Oh, a lovely pick from Miguel there. That was incredible work.
Falling even.
Bubbles so close to getting neutral. Oh my goodness.
I'm a bit unsure that Memory's going to be able to come back from this. That tent just said, you're not getting in here.
Yeah, to two
this
different
tent's
players.
making an effort to stall.
I mean, you don't see tents playing at this level usually. This is very exciting stuff.
I remember the good old tent meta. But you know what? That is a quick victory in favor of our fan club. Any fan club goers out there, you know? Huh?
Alright, that does bring it out to 2-1. Only 2 games away from securing the tournament. Their opponent is much further than that, so they are probably sitting a bit more relaxed now. They clearly know how to play that map to a T, so they're very happy to see that one roll up, and maybe they're going to take the momentum from that one to push through these remaining maps.
I hope they do. I more hope they don't get too comfortable. We can never be too comfortable.
Very true, especially when we're playing on Anchovy games. I did what you did. Felt good.
I kind of zoned out and missed it, and now I feel sad.
Okay. Well, we are moving on to Anchovy. We've seen both teams play this map. We know for a fact that we're not going to see any weapon changes here, at least nothing major.
At least from Memory.
Yeah, probably some brand swaps, but nothing critical from that. So based on what we know about these comps, who do you feel has the upper hand on Anchovy?
Who would have an upper hand on Anchovy? I'd probably say, I think Memory might have a bit more of an upper hand. We'll see because, well, I just feel like their comp's just gonna bust through everything and then just get in to the more critical areas to control. But not to say that the fan club can't do anything about it. They have Tent, which definitely can stall for control in a lot of those areas.
Yeah, the one main thing I was thinking is that a lot of the approach points on this map are quite wide, so they'd be hard to lock down with a tent. Whereas on Inkblot, like, the tent just needs to play on plat, and the opponent is having a rough time. Here, I think it's going to be a lot harder for Smexy Legends Fan Club to get a lockout, but if they just get splats, you don't need a lockout. Plain and simple. Alright, weapons are exactly as you'd expect, so we can move right through to the tactics here. We see some early special gathering from Smexy Legends. Memory going for a bit more of a direct approach. They are going to get the zone first. But are they going to be able to hold it with a slight special disadvantage?
A bit unsure. They're already down one player. They baited out the armor. Seems like they've decided to make that even now. Let's see what else they can do here.
Ooh, that is 2 down now on Memory. Nova's going to be on the retreat. Fortunately, the opponent isn't in their plat yet, so they do have...
Oh, well, they are now.
Never
But
mind.
unfortunately, Eclipse, actually, fortunately for Eclipse, picking out 2 of these pushies. Able to help with the recap.
I was gonna say, that was looking a bit dangerous, but very good reactions there from Memory. That's going to keep them in control for a little bit. Hopefully regain some map control. They don't seem to be doing a great job at pushing out their opponent right now. They're getting picks, but the map control isn't showing. Luke just sitting on that Booyah Bomb waiting for the opportune moment. With the tent pressuring like that though, I don't know if they're going to get much of a chance to use it.
Holding specials, it's a pretty good strategy. Sometimes just looking at them is just the best strategy ever. That's how I aim with Charger.
Makes sense. That laser is enough pressure without even firing a single shot.
Yeah, but unfortunately we ain't seeing a Charger here.
No.
But we are seeing a zone recap and Memory down 3 people.
Critical Luke left alone here is going to be chased out by the tent. They're just going to sit in a rough spot, not going to be able to be fully effective. Unfortunate play for them, and rapidly running out of time.
I hope that they're able to prevent Eclipse from getting a flank here, because, well, a flank on this stage can be pretty annoying, and they do. Though that might have been enough to just warrant a...
Ooh, yeah, the bubble's not
it
quite
doesn't
enough to
warrant
cap
a
the zone
recap.
as well. Very much low on time here. While it is 3 players on either side, the positioning is very much in favor of Smexy Legends. I don't know if this Booyah Bomb's going to be enough to do it.
A triple on Legend and a finishing recap.
Oh, Legend with a very clutch triple there. That would have been a critical recap, but it wasn't quite able to pan out. That is Smexy Legends now on championship point to take out this tournament. The splats really speak the story there, I think.
They really do.
Okay, now...
I kind of wasn't paying attention to my screen.
That's okay. It was quite a difference. Now, if you're on Memory, and you've got your comp, which map are you hoping for out of the remaining pool?
I am a bit unsure. I'd probably say that the best they could hope for is probably a Piranha Pit.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Unfortunately, for the first time
Or
on stream,
Mako
it's Mako Mart. You love to see it. I do like this map a lot. It gets very scrappy. So this could be what Memory need to turn the momentum in their favor. Especially because Smexy Legends, they've got a very solid composition, but I don't know how flexible it is. I don't know how easily they're going to be able to adapt to Memory's faster moving players.
Well, the area is pretty small, and a lot of their weapons have, they can thrive on smaller space, I'd say. Maybe 10, just because it can get caught in those narrow corridors. But it can definitely do its thing in there.
You raise an excellent point.
You'd be surprised at what you could do with anything. And I would definitely be surprised if I saw this tent just thrive in these narrow areas.
I mean, that's the crazy thing about Splatoon, right? Anything is viable, but making it work takes a lot of effort usually. And, I mean, yeah, look, Aerospray for Turf War, I guess, but we'll move on from that. Here we go. This is championship point to Smexy Legends Fan Club. They take this one out and they take the tournament. It is going to be an uphill battle for Memory, that is for sure. Tentamissiles come out early, but we do have a player down on Memory. And look at this aggression from Smexy Fan Club. They've taken out all but one player. Nova having to back off to survive. And that has put them in a very poor set of positioning. Smexy Legends now absolutely controlling every entry point. This may dictate the entire match right here.
This could. Memory managed to get themselves up one player. However, they are all spamming bombs. Suction bombs, hurling bombs.
So
they are
many
spamming just to retain. Endless explosions, though they lost the cap and are now falling members. Memory's time is now.
How
and
did Memory
unfortunately,
push through all that? I think they just waited, right? Like, we didn't see it on stream, but they just waited? Waited for the bombs
patience
to
is
be
a
up?
virtue.
I guess so, and look at that. Members of Smexy Fan Club are falling left, right, and center. Bubbles coming out as well, providing a lot of forward pressure. We don't have many specials left on... Oh, actually, I've just noticed a significant weapon change as well. We have a Kensa Splatter Shot on Memory, really trying something new in a last-ditch effort to make this go in their favor.
Dear.
They've taken
Oh
the
dear,
lead.
you're actually right. They have, but only by 1 point.
1 point is all you need, especially with a nice penalty sitting on that scoreboard as well. Memory staying in this with everything they've got. 2 players down on either team. I told you this would get scrappy, and it's getting scrappy.
You know what? Things are about to get more scrappy, because check this out. Armor, deployed, broken, fight for the box.
3 members of Smexy Legends moving as a group just to try to take down Memory one by one. Unfortunately, their flanks are broken, and because of that, we have just a neutral zone and players firing left and right. No one's able to stick to coordinated positions because of all the denial that goes on this map. It looks like Memory are gonna walk this one out in the lead. They have armor ready to go as well, so they're going to be able to hold on to the zone for just a little bit longer. Almost 2 minutes remaining. What a mess.
I mean, it is Splatoon 2. Things are bound to get messy. This junior just sitting back, in zone, desperately trying to retain control against a hurling bomb rush and the tent. Unfortunately, they're driven out.
Yeah, unfortunately having to give up on that. Changing out the Gal for a shooter does give them a bit more turfing potential, so they are able to hold out against that kind of thing for a bit longer, but unfortunately not quite getting the combat that they need, so they're going to have to back out from a few more fights than they did before. We're in the closing 90 seconds now. This penalty is all but receded. It's only 30 ticks till a KO, only 20 ticks till a lead change. Can they hold on with the bomb rush?
They could have if the bomb rush was a bit more placed on zone, but they're still able to. They just have to not let these bubbles recap zone, and it looks like Memory's got the cap.
Legend able to get the resplat on that. Looks like we're seeing a bit of a commitment from Memory just to get those zones ticked, and the bubbles proving critical in that defensive line.
That was a kill beyond the grave that even I wasn't expecting.
Absolutely
Truly
not.
something else.
Bubbles are just dangerous when they're juiced up like that, but you gotta take risks when you're in a situation like this. The scoreline is razor thin here, only 1 member left on Memory at the moment. This looks like an overtime victory in the making. Will they be able to do it in time?
I hope that they can. They still have 25 more ticks to go, and a few more missiles displacing them from their positions on zone. They just have to not let those bubbles. And they're able to take out 1 player and remain neutral on zone. They just need a... They're still up. And players, they just have to keep that zone.
What are you doing? My goodness, that was a critical set of splats. They were able to get everyone on Memory in the closing seconds, and that last second push was enough to secure them the victory, and the championship goes to Smexy Legends Fan Club. Oh, yeah, no, go for it.
Yeah, that was such an intense set.
Absolutely.
Like, this could have easily gone in favor of Memory as well, extending tournament. If they had gotten that bit of a reverse sweep right there, more content for us. So I'm not sure if I would have been able to live through it all.
Absolutely. So that prediction pays out very well for the few members who picked Smexy Legend Fan Club. I mean, incredible, right? Like, even from that first game where Memory took quite handedly against their opponent, I really thought that this was going to get a bit more down to the wire, but it looks like Smexy Legends Fan Club got a read on their opponent. They figured out how they needed to play to take this tournament out, and even though it was always down to the wire, they always had the last say in all of those matches. I
Final
mean,
say and a last-ditch effort.
absolutely. In true Splatoon fashion. Alright, well, that will close out our tournament. I want to thank everyone for watching as well. I mean, what a result. What an incredible tournament. We only had 6 teams, and yet so many of those matches were incredibly close. This tournament is always one to watch, and I think we have seen plenty of evidence as to exactly why that is the case.
Yeah, plenty enough to just, this should make you want to play in the next one. And you should.
Hint, hint. If you do want to join in for these tournaments, anyone is welcome to rock up and participate. There is a Lobster Crossfire Twitter account which has the details. There is a Lobster Crossfire Discord where you can join in, talk to Ye, the organizer, who is always in chat here and supporting our players, and you can sign up. It's just that simple. Prize money is all footed by Yayflower. They do a great job in keeping this local Splatoon community running, and we have them to thank for these amazing matches today.
Yes. And we also have Yesion to thank for bringing up the stream and commentating.
And
thank you, man.
Of course.
A lot of effort.
Yep, I mean, I'm happy to do it. I love streaming this tournament in particular, so always happy to bring that to our fellow Splatoon viewers. And thank you to Dali. We haven't commentated together before, but I think we did quite well. I'd be looking forward to having you back here for future events.
I look forward to coming back as well.
Excellent. Alright, well that is gonna wrap our stream. Thank you so much for coming out today, supporting these players, supporting Splatoon, and just chilling with us while we got to see some amazing Splat Zones action. I've been Yeson, Dali's here as well, and...
Well, I am Delphoxician.
Oh yes, yeah, plug your socials. I'll give you a moment for that.
Yeah, you can also find me on Twitter at Delphoxician, or on Twitch, where I barely do a stream.
Great.
For my own sanity.
Excellent. We're all about supporting sanity here. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, everyone, and stay fresh.
Stay fresh.
Yeah.
Baby.